covered last time? Anybody remember? I think it was around 191 or something. We will see. Śraddhā alone. Okay. Cool. So quick remembrance from the last class before we resume this chapter 11 again. What are some of the key points which is stuck with you? So there was servitorship, there was friendship, right? These are two topics we had covered.
dāsya and kāṅkāryam.
Kāṅkāryam, yes, very nice, very nice. Now tell me, somebody please tell me a little bit about the kāṅkāryam. What do we remember about that?
Learn and perform what pleases God.
Yes, the important. So we all, so as while we are serving, the most important thing is our mood, and that's so very important because lot of devotees, even the folks who are not practicing the pure devotional service, and they are doing the devotion like a mixed devotion or the rajas or tamas, different kind of a devotion. They they also serve, right? They are also doing service. What is so different here is that in the pure devotional service, the most important aspect is the mood. With what intention are we serving? Are we serving to just prove that I'm very skilled at it? I am a very good teacher, or I am a very good garland maker, or I am a very good cook. Am I serving with that, or I am serving with how can I please Krishna? Krishna, please give me the intelligence so that I can teach this pure knowledge which I don't understand to the devotee in some way. Please help me. Or Krishna, I'm I want to please you through my cooking. I'm just helping Radharani. Please help me that whatever I cook is relatable to you. I don't have any skills, but please allow me to serve you in some small way. So that's kind of mood is really important. So it's all the everything is within our heart. So kāṅkāryam, yes, thank you for remembering that, Mataji. um, let's pray that we are all able to remember because here we serve a lot, right? In our temple here we serve a lot, but the mood is what is very important. So thank you. Okay, anything else any of you would which is stuck with you?
Prabhu, yeah, with respect to Kaikariam, like there are two, like one is offering the results. I mean, doing anything and offering simply to Krishna, or doing the things uh, like uh, like a personal servant. So I think that is the one aspect to conclude in summary.
Yes,
Another one we discussed on the um, uh, Viśvāsa uh, and trust. One more thing, Prabhu.
yes.
Faith and
So
faith and deep faith, right?
yes, and before that there was something else. Tell me if anybody remembers something about the friendship aspect when we are talking about the sakhyam. What were the discussion?
There's two different types of friendship,
Okay, yes, please. Yeah, go ahead.
and that um, depending on the level of rasa you are for that, you can also exhibit friendship on the on the other levels of sakhya as well.
Yeah, so so there were like one was the Viśvāsa, the other was the Mitra, right? And Viśvāsa, we talked about, like we're talking about some of the examples. And does anybody can recall that? Draupadī. So her friendship, can it be under Viśvāsa or can it be under Mitra?
Yeah, it will be Viśvāsa Prabhu. Deep faith.
Yes,
Uh,
deep faith. Okay, okay. Anything you would like to add? Janni Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
What are your thoughts, Mataji? You always bring the very deep perspective. That's the reason I'm asking you.
I don't know, Prabhuji, deep or shallow. I just repeat whatever I have heard from
Yes, yes,
you.
but you have a good recall, Mataji. Your assimilation is very nice. Yeah. So tell me, what do you think? Like, so, Draupadi, would you consider to be Viśvāsa or Mitra? What is the where does she fit?
I think she is beyond Viśvāsa, Prabhu. She is at the level of prema. So I think all the things are included in prema. So she has deep love for Krishna, and out of that love, I mean the Viśvāsa is included in that love. So she knows that she the amount of love she has for Krishna, maybe Krishna loves her more than that. Krishna loves all the living entities a lot. So if she is going to call out to Krishna, Krishna is going to be there for her, because of not only her deep affection for Krishna, but also because of Krishna's deep affection for her. So that is a very special relationship she has.
Yeah, Mataji, and I think when you're talking about the deep love, you're not talking about Madhurya. You're talking the deep love within the friendship, right? That's what you're talking about.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I just wanted to make sure that. So yes, so see, even though in our discussion we talked about that she had the uh, very deep relationship with Krishna, and she's a very good example of the Viśvāsa. But and then Mitra is something we said that it is a pretty advanced stage, right? But Draupadi is eternal, right? Eternal associate. Um, and from that perspective, she definitely had the Mitra relationship also with Krishna. But from when she was calling out for Krishna to save her when she was being disrobed, that's the time the call, the example, the very good call that what should be with depth. She does fall into that Viśvāsa. Like she was calling with deep faith. She knew that Krishna is going to come. Krishna is my only, whether Krishna is going to come or not, he is my only protector. He is my only protector. So I'm just going to call him and we'll see what happens. Right? And Krishna always come. All right. Thank you, Mataji. Okay. So
So she
now
says
go ahead, Mataji,
the
please.
the verse you had shared earlier about Draupadi's calling out to Krishna. In that verse, she says that whenever I remember, I'm sorry, spacing out on the exact words, but that's where that is a reflection of her emotions for Krishna. That if she's going to call out for Krishna, Krishna is going to be there for her. Because whenever she has called out to Krishna, so that is built on the previous reciprocations she had with Krishna. Every time she had called out to Krishna, Krishna had appeared on the scene to help her out. So from all those interactions, she had that whenever she's going to call out to Krishna, Krishna is going to be there.
Right, but see what I am differentiating, the small minuscule thing which I am differentiating. Definitely, she knew that Krishna will come, but see, when the pure devotee calls, they don't even expect that the Lord will come. Like they just know that, just like the baby calling the mother, right? The baby just knows that. See, the only thing I remember is mother, and mother is going to protect me. So, when Draupadi is calling, she knows that Krishna is going to protect. How he's going to protect, whether he's going to appear and do something or he's just going to protect, right? So see, Krishna physically didn't appear there, right? But he supplied so much of saris. So he was there, not visible to the people, but he supplied so much of saris that nobody can do anything, right? So that's the very subtle point I'm trying to, I think you are also saying the same thing. I just want to make sure that everybody is clear that sometimes Krishna, the pure devotee is calling, Krishna may not come physically or one cannot see it, but Krishna is there, and Krishna is going to protect. So devotees are always taking the complete shelter on Krishna for their protection.
Yes, Prabhuji. Excellent. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, Mate, thank you. All right. So let's start from 191. I think I think 191 was covers the cause of qualification Bhakti Śraddhā alone. The particular Viśvāsa education may be considered an anga of that. And 92 August. Okay, so let's start from 191. That's fine. Okay, so who was there? Everybody had read last time. Was there ever somebody missed out on Monday class? Okay, Priti Mataji, you can start.
Sure, Prabhu. Translation. The cause of qualification for bhakti is Śraddhā alone. The particular element, Viśvāsa to Keshava, may be considered an anga of that. Jiva Goswami's commentary. Though the terms Śraddhā and Viśvāsa are synonyms, since there is an abundant use of words in different contexts, Śraddhā referring to the first stage and Viśvāsa to a later stage, they are used with separate meanings here. The word Matra, indicating exclusiveness, is used with Śraddhā to acknowledge it as the best and necessary means for producing results in bhakti as a whole. The word Vishesha, meaning particular or excellent, is used with Viśvāsa to acknowledge Viśvāsa as the practice for bringing about a particular result of Śraddhā and also being the topmost result of Śraddhā. Because Śraddhā and Viśvāsa have been mentioned in this verse, the two previous quotations illustrate Śraddhā and Viśvāsa in that order.
Very good. So the key takeaway is what?
I'm still trying to understand, Prabhu. Maybe somebody else can speak.
Okay, anybody would like to make an attempt on this? Is the key takeaway?
Viśvāsa is the key takeaway, Prabhu.
Sorry, Mataji, what is that?
Viśvāsa is the key takeaway here. To progress, the ultimate belief in God that He's always there with us. Yeah.
Yes,
that is
very
what,
good. Okay, okay. See, one line which is very much, which can clarify, help to acknowledge Viśvāsa as the practice for bringing about a particular result of Śraddhā and also being the topmost result of Śraddhā. So if I have to highlight something, this is something which is getting highlighted in my mind right now. Right, the topmost, this is the topmost result of Śraddhā. So we start from Śraddhā, right? Our bhakti starts from Śraddhā. The qualification for bhakti is Śraddhā. But as the bhakti is maturing and the Śraddhā continues, like it keeps increasing until prema, right? So Viśvāsa is still considered to be very high, that as we are increasing towards the devotees increasing towards the prema bhakti, the Viśvāsa is at a very high pendulum where he say that, okay, Krishna is my only shelter, nobody else, he is my protector, whatever happens, right? So this is where my eyes got stuck, topmost result of Śraddhā. 92.
Translation: the second type of friendship is illustrated in the Agastya Samhita. A person who is dedicated to serving the Lord and out of friendship sees and treats him as a human, lies down in the Lord's temple.
Okay, what is the key takeaway from this verse?
They try to, person who is like taking Krishna as his friend, try to treat him like equal, like as a friend, and also lies down in the temple.
Yeah, so this is the example of the Mitra. So in this, at this stage, it is even more advanced, where the means now in the temple, who would lie, right? If because we are serving the Krishna as a at the servitor level, right? He's treated as a very high, and then we don't even sit. Means when we are sitting in the temple, also we are supposed to sit properly, right? With a lot of respect. Do not show our feet. But at the stage when somebody has grown up in relationship at a very high level, right? And these are the madhurya stage, right? Means they are at that level, right? When all the our swarup means what is my constitutional position in the spiritual world is known to me, right? Means that at that level they are treating, and one may have the mood of their friendship, the sakhya. At that time one may just treat Krishna as a friend, and they don't see him as a god. They see Krishna as a friend, just like the gopas. And that time, this is a good example, they can lie in the temple. For them Krishna is a friend. What's wrong? Why should I sit, and why should I bow down to him? He is my friend. So that's the example. 193, Mataji.
The last example should be classed as Raganuga sadhana because of disregard for Vedhi sadhana. However, the attraction for feelings of friendship is cultivated in both Raganuga sadhana and Vedhi sadhana. Jiva Goswami's commentary. Even though verse 192 is certainly classed as an anga of Raganuga, which will be discussed later, the verse is quoted to show that there are examples of sakhya within Vedi Bhakti, which follow after the mood of Raganuga, predominantly Vedi Bhakti with a tinge of informality. Sakhyarati here means attraction for the mood of friendship rather than the Sakyarati in relation to Krishna developed from Raganuga Bhakti. Shall I continue from?
Yes, Mataji.
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura's commentary. The Sakhya in the form of friendliness, Mitra, should be classified as Raganuga. Though all the previous angas can also be performed as Raganuga by disregarding the emphasis on rules, it should be understood that the Mitra aspect of Sakhya reveals mainly the path of Raga. However, on both the paths, Vedhi and Raganuga, feelings of friendliness arising as part of sadhana can produce Sakhyarati.
Okay, what is the key takeaway here?
It's
Is
look
there?
like Sakhya Mishra Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti Prabhu.
Why you say Mishra, Prabhuji?
Generally, like there is a tinge of Sakhya. Of course, it's not like Raganuga, but it is. There is a tinge of it's not like uh, it's not like contaminating. It is little purifying and kind of, yeah. Like there is a tinge of Sakhya. That's what it is. So in Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti also there will be symptoms of uh, Sakhya. That's what I think it has been
Yes,
elaborated, right? Yeah.
that's exactly what this is elaborating. Even though he's saying that Sakya is definitely the part of the Raga Nuga pendulum side of this, but it can develop even at the Vadi level, right? So and that we know. Vadi, and when we go to the Raga Nuga, we'll talk about a little bit more. So we think that okay, at certain level, like we are going and now we got to the anarth nivritti. And these are stages, but doesn't, but we have talked about these stages doesn't like end like, okay, raga, these anarth nivritti has ended, and then there will be a nishtha, and then there will be ruchi, and then there will be asakti. It's not like that, right? These are all keep adding and the things are progressing together. Anartha nivritti is also continuing till the bhava stage. Um, so what this is telling is that this mood of friendship can develop much earlier than before one has entered into the spontaneous love for Krishna. So even in the Vadi, there can be the mood that, okay, Krishna is my friend. Because see, as we are practicing, right? As we are practicing, you will see that even, and this is my own reflection, that even our mood of service, at least I can tell about myself, is coming with a lot more emotions as we grow, right? So even the servitorship grows. It's not like servitorship is the same for all the devotee, and we know that, right? There can be servant. You tell the servant, and the servant will deliver. There will be servant who will take, you tell that, oh, you are going to get some reward and here is the area which you manage, and the servant can do that. But then there are servants who knows about the master completely, and they just want to satisfy the master, right? And that's the highest kind of servitorship we talked about, the kāṅkāryam. So even at the level of servitude, right, there is a spectrum, and similarly, at the level of friendship, there is a spectrum, and the friendship mood can start getting developed in the even in the Vadi stage, and as it becomes more spontaneous, the more rasa, the more intensity of the friendship will keep getting added, and then eventually one day it will be to the level of Mitra, as it has been cited here, where the devotee have no conception of Krishna being the God. They know that Krishna is God, but they do not acknowledge it. For them, the relationship is so pure and high that that conception is kind of a non-existence, just like at the Gopas. Did I make sense, or am I just confusing you more than anything else? Bri Mataji, am I making sense?
Yeah, I feel like how I'm understanding it is
Mm-hmm.
that generally the more and more service we do for the pleasure of Krishna causes us to have natural feelings of attachment to him, and then it allows us to understand more about, you know, our tendencies for, you know, or what's the word, our rasa to him. So I mean, I think it's a natural thing for this
Yes,
body
yes,
to.
yes, yes. Yes, Mataji, you're following exactly. Yes, that's the point, that for each of whether it's a dasyam or sakhyam, anything like that, it's just not one thing. There are multiple variation to that, and of course here it has been acknowledged, right? In dasyam we got to learn two part, and then in sakhyam we learn two different parts of it. But within that also there will be different category which we can experience as we are growing on this path. So it's a journey which we are all are taking. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so Bri Mataji, while you are there, maybe you can read the next three verses.
Sure. Translation: Offering the Self, verse 87, illustrated in the 11th canto. A person who gives up all prescribed activities and offers himself entirely onto me becomes the object of my special desires. He achieves liberation from birth and death and is promoted to the status of sharing my own opulences. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 29, verse 34. Jiva Goswami's commentary. Because he has offered his body to the Lord, he gives up all activities for pleasure in this life and the next, which nourish his body and things related to that body. The Lord then thinks, I desire to make him special, and then attains freedom from death, amritatvam. and attain similarity to me, ātma bhūyāya. This means that he attains liberation in the form of attaining his swarupa and śraddhā powers, like those of the Lords.
So what is the takeaway?
By doing your prescribed activities and serving the Lord with a desire to please him, then the Lord then desires to offer you freedom from being caught up in material life and death, and then allows you to know yourself, your true self, your true form.
Yeah,
And
swarupa.
Yeah, swarupa.
Okay. Yeah. So see the important aspect is now is it is the start of the ātma nivedanam. So if you look at the Sanskrit, ātma nivedanam, atha ātma nivedanam. So what in the ātma nivedanam, where it is starting, a person who gives up all prescribed activities. So there is no concept of I am not living my life at all. 0% I am living my life for myself. So that's how devotee is there, right? And so devotee is leading the 100% of the life for Krishna. So they are offering everything for Krishna. So Krishna is telling and offers himself entirely unto me. There is no other identity other than the identity of Krishna for the devotee. And once that happens, then they become object of my special desire, Krishna is telling. And then, of course, because they have become Krishna's desire, so Krishna calls them where Krishna is, and Krishna is in the spiritual world. So they get their his own, like they are, of course, the devotee gets to know their sarupa, and then they get the same power as Lord, and then they are there. Okay. So see one thing, or maybe I can hold on that. Maybe that we and by the end we'll discuss a little bit more. Okay, Mataji, continue 195.
Translation. The learned say that ātma, mentioned in verse 194, has two meanings. Some say ātma refers to the soul having the identity of I, while others say that ātma refers to the body since it belongs to the soul. Jiva Goswami's commentary. Deha kaichit. Others say it means the body, means that this is an alternative meaning. Viśvāsa Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. Antaspadam dehi. The possessor, the body with the sense of I, means the jiva.
Okay, so what is the takeaway from here?
That Atma has two meanings. The identity and the actual body, which my understanding in reference to that with us in our confusion of what that is versus Kṛṣṇa, who is both the body and the body, his body and his soul are the same. And so but it sounds like for our understanding there are two meanings to it.
Yes, think this verse in relationship to the previous verse, then the meaning will become even much clearer that why Rupa Goswami is talking about it.
Because it is a Atmanivedan, so we should get
Go
a
ahead, go
better
ahead.
clarity.
No,
So
so
Atmanivedanam basically at the two levels, right? Prabhu? I think maybe in our Vaidhi like when we are doing, so we need to dedicate the body. It's not like for the regular nourishment of the body. So it is like entirely anything related to body would be offering to Krishna. And
yes,
on the spiritual, also I think like little advanced. So the jiva maybe like itself for
yes,
Krishna. Prabhu.
yeah, Prabhu, so it's not that complicated. You are really you are telling the right answer. But in a simple way, you can say that Atmanivedana means that one is just offering both the body and the soul to Krishna, because
So
that's the
yes,
meaning. Yeah, so both. So when we are submitting to Krishna, It's both. It's just not only the body. So I'm doing all my prescribed duty, everything, because I have got the body, right? And I'm offering everything from the body perspective. But even my soul, right? It is referring to that. My soul, my inner self, my heart, my love, everything is Krishna, right? So that's the reason why it is being described here. Okay. 196,
Prabhuji.
Mataji. Yes, sorry.
So isn't it like surrendering completely, Prabhuji?
Yes,
When we
Mataji,
say
exactly.
surrender.
Atma Nivedanam means surrendering, but now we are trying to understand what does the surrendering means, right? So for what we have learned, all the activities, and then also through the description of the Atma, the technical meaning which we saw, Atma refers to both. We are saying that it's just not only the activity, it is our soul, our heart, our everything, right? Our all identity we are offering to Krishna.
Sure. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, yeah. So 196, Mataji.
Translation. Offering the soul is illustrated in a stotra of Yamunacharya. Whoever I may be, either a soul inhabiting the body and other material elements, or a deva, or a human body made of the gunas, today I offer that I to your lotus feet. Jiva Goswami's commentary. By the word va, the first phase, vapur atishu yopi kotpi, indicates his swarupa, whereas the second phrase indicates the material forms of deva and human. Yata tata vitaha. Asani is the imperative first person as to be. May I be. This indicates freely following one's desire. From grammatical analysis, tad ayam should actually be asal ayam. This phrase meaning this and that and this, connected with aham, indicates the I, who is the soul, and the I, who is the body. This may be more commonly expressed to soham.
Mm, mm. So you see the commentary is pretty technical. So here they are trying to, for most of us, right? Once, because we are all practicing, we are trying to practice the pure devotional, pure bhakti. Okay, um, we are trying. Okay, whether we are failing in multiple aspects, that's not the question. Which we most of us will. I do fail. I fail. I keep failing all the time. But the intention is that okay, this is the only path I want to take, nothing else, right? So from the intention perspective, so in that case, this commentary is more from the our own clarity, right? It's like a teaching aid in terms of he's saying that I here means both the soul and the body, right? So that's what it is emphasizing, that whoever I may be, either a soul inhabiting the body and other material elements, or a deva or a human body made of the gunas. Today I offer that I to your lotus feet. So whether I refer to me as the body, or and the body can be of the deva or the human, doesn't really matter, or it is the I, the soul. I'm offering everything to Krishna. So that's what the Yamunacharya, who is one of the Acharya, is talking about. And Jiva Goswami then goes into the Sanskrit um, technicality to try to prove that point, so that anybody, even people coming from the very Sanskrit background who are not devotee, they can also understand this. All right. Okay. So next devotee, 197 to 199. Jessica Mataji, would you like to read?
Sure, Hare Krishna. Translation. Offering the body as
Mataji,
Atma.
speak a little closer to the microphone.
Okay. Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Better, better.
Offering the body as Atma is illustrated in Bhakti Viveka. Just as one does not worry about an animal that has been sold, one should offer this body to the Lord and be disinterested in its maintenance.
Okay. How do we understand this?
That we should offer our body to the Lord and not worry so much about our outer appearance in its maintenance.
Yeah, you are right. So basically, it's telling that what should be our attitude when we say ātma nivedanam. It is just like this body doesn't belong to me. This body belongs to Krishna. Let Krishna do whatever he wants with this body. So it is like, so it's given an example that just like if somebody sells an animal, right? Okay, I had this animal, I sold it. Now whatever happens to the body of that animal, I really don't care. So it's just like that. We are selling our body to Krishna. It belongs to him. So now this is a practical realization for all of us as we are practicing and trying to grow. The one thing what we are doing, how we are giving the body to Krishna. What is the example of we giving the body to Krishna?
Surrendering.
Working for him.
Yes. So we are serving with this body, working for him. Okay. Now, as we are working, sometimes we get, oh, I have worked for 2 hours. I am very tired. I have got something else to do. Those thoughts may come. We should fight with those thoughts. Right? How can I serve Krishna more? But here the practicality also comes. So let's say now we are in families. Many of us are in family relationship. We should also be aware that whatever our action are, it is not creating the social disturbance, right? But we should know this is our natural progression. That as we are growing, the tendency to and the mood, right? This body belongs to Krishna should grow and become deeper and deeper. And then we should try to keep reflecting. Nobody outside will know about it. It's only we will know about it. Am I acting from that level? Am I doing that? Right? And you'll see some devotee who exemplifies. Once they go to a temple, they are there all the time. Internally nobody knows what's going on, but at least from the symptomatic level, it seems that they are fully dedicated. They have given themselves to Krishna. And, uh, and there are examples. I just don't want to name them. In the temple, I see many of the devotee, at least few devotee. I see that, wow. Whenever I see their serving mood, I say, wow. Right? See how they are serving. Seems that they have left their wife and children, and they are just serving. Whether it's a midnight or morning, they are there. Whether they are feeling good or sick, they are there. So that's the mood we have to inculcate. And we should definitely have some role model. We should try to, because at least for my learning, once I have a role, if I can see somebody, they are showing those behaviors, those things, then that really makes me feel it, and that's really motivate me further, and then I can realize that whether I'm growing or not. Okay. So selling our body, we should remember that we have to sell our body. All right, 198, Mataji, go ahead.
Sorry, probably I have customers that I'm at work. I have to hold for.
Okay, please go ahead, Mataji. Okay, Janani Mataji, you would like to read?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can read. Friendship and offering. Should I read the verse as well, Prabhuji?
I know you like to read. Please read.
दुष्कर्त्वेन विरले द्वे सख्यात्मा निवेदने केषाञ्चिद् एव धीराणां लभते साधनार्थम्. Translation: Friendship and offering the self and body are rare because of the difficulty of execution during the state of sadhana. However, some wise men have considered that these two qualify as part of sadhana. Jiva Goswami's commentary. Atma nivedanam in its pure form is rare because of the difficulty in execution, not because of having an elevated status, since it may be executed even without bhav. Sakhya is rare because of the difficulty in execution and its extremely elevated status, since Sakhya in its pure form possesses the most elevated bhav. However, if Atma Nivedanam becomes mixed with emotional relationship, it will become rare because of its elevated status as well. Pure Atma Nivedanam is seen in Bali Maharaj when he gave himself to the Lord. Sharanapati is acceptance of the Lord as one's protector, as the predominant factor. But Atma Nivedanam is making oneself the possession of the Lord. That is the distinction between the two. Atma Nivedanam mixed with the emotion of dāsya is seen in Ambrish. This is stated in Bhagavatam starting with Savai Mana Kṛṣṇa Padaravindya and ending with Kamam cha dasye natu kama kamayaya. This mixed Atma Nivedanam is also stated later in the 11th canto with Dasye Natma Nivedanam. One should give oneself to me as a servant. Srimad Bhagavatam 11.11.35. The bhav of her dear lover mixed with Atma Nivedanam is seen in Rukmini. Tanme bhavan khalu vratapatir anga jayam atmar pitascha bhavatotra vibha videhi. Therefore, my dear Lord, I have chosen you as my husband, and I surrender myself to you, Atmar Pita. Please come swiftly, O Almighty One, and make me your wife. SB 10.52.39. In addition, it should be understood that sakhya and other rasas could also mix with Atma Nivedana.
Okay, this is a lot to chew on actually. Yes, Mataji, or anybody would like to comment. What is the takeaway?
I can try, Prabhu.
Yes,
There
please,
is some.
Mataji. Yes.
Okay. So here, the Atma Nivedanam can be, the gist I got is that Atma Nivedanam can be executed without bhava. And that could mean that at the level of sadhana bhakti, we accept a spiritual master or a spiritual mentor and we follow their instructions. So we may not feel emotions for them, but we can still surrender ourselves superficially in the form of following their instructions through our mind, through our body. They tell us to serve and we do a specific service. They tell us to do japa. Our mind may not be in chanting the name of the Lord, but we are following their instructions. So all those activities we are performing, we are reading scriptures, even though we may not be understanding, but because of their instructions, we read those. So all these are Atma Nivedanam, because mind, body, intelligence, everything we are using in the service of Krishna as per their instruction, but without bhav. But when we attain the stage of bhav, where we start feeling emotions for the spiritual master or the supreme personality of Godhead, that in that regard we feel like doing what is pleasing to them, and we don't uh, we don't have to force ourselves. So at that level, when the bhava deepens, then uh, our spiritual identity is revealed either as a sakhya or as a wife, in the conjugal mood or in the servitorship or in the friendship. And when that those emotions manifest, then uh, then giving ourselves to our dear friend or our dear master, or our dear husband, right, surrendering to them in that mood is a really high status. So that is my understanding.
Wonderful, Mataji. Wonderful. So you shared the practical aspect, that what it really means. So see the key points here, my dear friends. See, here is saying friendship and offering the self and the body are rare. Means that it is at the very high stage, right? Atma Nivedanam or the Mitra stage is pretty high because of the difficulty of execution during the state of sadhana. So now this is what Mataji was trying to explain. At the sadhana level, we can, with the, and this is the word, here I will introduce this word called sincerity. I have been hearing about this word for so long. I have been reading these books, but I can tell you, frankly, I never understood the meaning of this book until yesterday. And yesterday I was listening to a class, And that's where it occurred to me, sincerity, what is real sincerity? Sincerity means when I say something, I mean it. Now, from this verse, one may be at the sadhana level, but say that I want to do ātma nivedanam. Kṛṣṇa is my only shelter. I will do whatever it takes, I will do it. But now, because I'm growing, I'm not there. I may not have that ability. So I want it, right? But I don't have that ability to do that. That's the difference, right? At the sadhana level, my ability is imperfect, but from the intention perspective, it's perfect. If devotee has that, that's called sincerity. And that's exactly what is being referred here as Atma Nivedanam. Everybody understood this or not? Be very open. See, I've told you, right? I'm just a facilitator, right? I'm learning with all of you. Because once you understand, I'm telling you, like this was like such a light bulb thing, like, wow, I understand sincerity. Yes, and this is exactly Rupa Goswami is telling. We all can follow pure bhakti at the stage of sadhana. Our pure bhakti is not perfect, but our intention has to be perfect. And Kṛṣṇa will take that perfection and he will purify us to make us perfect. What Kṛṣṇa doesn't like is hypocrisy. I may try to show that, oh, I am such a wonderful devotee. But inside, I may have so much of desire. I'm not, means, forget about desire, because even the people, devotee who are trying, sometimes they might enter the desire, but they may be something else, like knowingly they're thinking that, I would like to go and fulfill this desire. The devotee who is sincere, they are keeping their material desire on the side, but they may fail to follow that due to their anartha. They may fail to understand the difference. Devotees are saying that I have material desire, but I am not going to succumb to it. I know that this is bad. I have to focus on Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa is my only shelter. My body and everything belongs to him. I'm going to do my service, and the mood is kāṅkāryam. I'm doing it. But then there's one day when I succumb. I succumb. I made the mistake. I feel repentful. That is totally accepted by Kṛṣṇa, and that devotee will be considered very sincere. Okay? And that body, if that devotee is trying to Atma Nivedanam, that will fall into this path that the devotee is doing with the Atma Nivedanam. But the devotee is not perfect. That's the journey devotee is taking till the stage of bhava and prema. So that's what this verse is trying to explain. So thank you very, very much, Mataji. It was wonderful explanation you gave. 199, Mataji, continue.
Prabhu,
You have question, Prabhu? Yes. Yeah, go ahead, Prabhu.
yeah,
Sorry.
so I think here it is illustrated in Atmanivedanam in Dasya Bhav is Ambrish Maharaj, and Atmanivedanam with the mood of flower like Rukmini Devi, and Atmanivedanam with Sakhya Bhav can we call Arjuna Prabhu.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Very good. I loved your bringing it to the closer from a very different angle. Yes, we didn't talk about the Rukmini Devi because that's the example which was given, right? It can be mixed with the other bhava also, and Arjuna is a very good example of the Atmanivedana with the mood of the Sakhya, Mitra.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Prabhuji, there is an incidence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sanatan Goswami. That Sanatan Goswami, when he was arriving in Jagannath Puri, he took a different route because he had some some boils on his whole body, and the pus was oozing out of those. And then he wanted to give up his life. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, actually not to Jagannath Puri, he was coming to Kashi, Varanasi to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu embraced Sanatan Goswami, and he told him that your body belongs to me. So you cannot give up your body because you have surrendered to me. So now it belongs to me. So as per my instruction, you have to utilize your body in Krishna's service.
Very
So
good
that,
point. It's a very good story, Mataji. And that story, here you see, this story is here the difference. So he says there's a difference between Saranpati here. Saranpati is acceptance of the Lord as one protector. Okay, so Krishna is my only shelter. But Ātma nivedanam is going even a step further. It is telling that is making oneself the possession of the Lord. Means means my body doesn't even belong to me. It belongs to Krishna. Right? So what to protect? Means why Krishna should come protect means this body belongs to Krishna. So there is no
yeah,
protection even needed, right? So that's it's pretty yes Mataji. So I like the very contextual story what you presented here.
yeah. In this case, like Prabhu, like Sanatan Goswami has so much love and so much respect and so much admiration for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Lord himself is taking over the body of Sanatan Goswami. So I find it like really fascinating that uh, it's really heart touching.
Yes. Okay, so let's try to quickly finish today. So Mataji, read 199.
अहानिजा प्रियपर्हणं यथा एकादशे यद्यद् इष्टातमं लोके यच्चाति प्रियमात्मना तन्तन्निवेदयन् मध्यं तद् अनन्त्यया कल्पते. Translation: offering article dear to oneself. Verse 88, illustrated in 11th canto. Whatever is most desired by one within the material world, and whatever is most dear to oneself, and also dear to me Krishna here, right, Prabhu?
Yes.
One should offer that very thing to me. Such an offering qualifies one for eternal life. SB 11.11.4. Jiva Goswami's commentary. The particle cha indicates that one should also offer what is dear to the Lord.
Yes. So Mataji, quickly summarize what's the takeaway?
So whatever is most dear to us, we should give it to the Lord, right? Because we always
Okay.
want good things to the people we love.
Yes.
Something we desire is something we want to
Okay, so
give.
let me ask a difficult question for you. What is most dear to you today?
I don't know, Prabhu. I don't know.
Think about it. This is the homework. We all should think, okay? And I'm not trying to make Janani Mataji in a cup. This is exactly what we need to think. So when we read these verses, we should the takeaways. I'm going to contemplate on it. What is most dear to me? And I'll try to start offering that to Krishna.
I
For
think I
example,
am to
go ahead,
myself.
Mataji.
I feel like I myself is most dear to myself, right? I obviously my family is most dear to myself, but if I am not there, you know, there's nobody, right? Like if I'm not there, so it's like uh, self love is a very big thing nowadays. So I think I should give myself to Krishna.
Fair point. You can think, yeah, everybody think a little bit more about it. Okay. Now, okay, 200 verse Mata. Okay, 200. I'll write, look. Okay, Shiva Prabhu.
Yes. Yeah. Translation: making full efforts for the Lord, illustrated in the Pancharatra. O sage, among all the Vedic and routine actions that are performed, the person desiring bhakti should perform those which are favorable for service to the Lord.
Yes. What is the key
So
takeaway? Yeah.
basically, it's not like simply rule-based or ritual-based activities, but also which pleases the Lord, like offering nice bhoga or fanning the personality, like feeling the personality and then doing some service probably.
Yeah. So see, it's very simple here. And It's very relatable to me under the right circumstances. Uh, so, for example, cooking the bhoga. So, a lot of devotees are cooking the bhoga. But then there's a good example that, oh, I'm cooking the bhoga and I'll cook a little bit more, and whatever is left I'm going to take. So I'm thinking in my mind, or today I'm going to make paneer because my son loves the paneer, or I love the paneer, my husband loves the paneer, right? I may think, so I'm going to cook. So that can be one attitude. The other attitude is what Krishna is going to like. And that's the reason, one of the things, this is happening in the a lot of devotees who got the second initiation. So there was a talk which happened, and these are things. We think that we have become very senior, but our mood is so can be so, like, so much to learn. So what they told, that to get rid of this desire, because many times, like majority of times, this is how many of the folks are cooking. Not everybody, I'm saying, but many of the devotees are cooking. So what they said, that the recommendation is you should only cook whatever is required only for Krishna. So if Krishna on the altar, they are going to make the 5 plate, you should only cook enough for the 5 plate. You should not cook more. And then the devotee is cooking, they are not going to take the Mahaprasad. Now in that mood you are cooking. So now we are cooking for Krishna. I'm not thinking, oh, should I take this prasad for me? Right? So that's what is talking, which is favorable for service to Lord, right? What Krishna wants, not what. So these are things, right? As we are growing, we have to become very aware how my mind is working, how I am thinking. Am I mixing myself with Krishna service? And that's what the purity, that's where the anarth nivritti will happen. Okay, so please go ahead, Prabhuji, 201.
Yeah, don't. Accepting the Lord's protection. Sharanapati, illustrated from Hari Bhakti Vilasa. He who, while saying, I am yours, accepts the protection of the Lord, feels bliss. Hari Bhakti Vilasa, 11.677.
So we have discussed. Okay, so key takeaway is what?
Like Sharanapati definition, Prabhu. So it is accepting Lord is the
Yes, it's very simple, bro. I am yours. So this is something we should remember, that we should think that how we can make Lord in a true sense. How can I be sincere in my philosophical understanding that Lord, I am yours? So how can I become sincere in that aspect, and what can I do to show that I am really yours? Right. So that's the reflection point. 202.
Yeah, translation. Also, it is said in Narasimha Purana, I deliver from suffering that person who takes shelter of me, saying, Lord of Lords, exciter of all beings, I have taken you as my protector. Jiva Goswami's commentary. Sharanam Prapanno Smi here means I accept you as my protector. Sharanam Praptaha means having attained the Lord as shelter. Thus, Sharanam has these two meanings, protection and shelter.
Mm. So the takeaway is very clear. When we say, Lord, I'm yours, it means both for the protection. So it is just like the child calling mama, daddy, or whatever, right? Protection. And the shelter, where the child will go. Ultimately, they go all around, but ultimately, where they come to their parent, right? So we have to think both protection and shelter. So in the initial, Prabhu, do you remember, we had talked like in the pure bhakti, whether we are doing the pure bhakti or not, and we had talked about that, is Draupadi a pure bhakti, because it seemed that when she's calling Krishna protect me, she's being selfish, right? But then we say that no, that won't be called the selfish, because protection is the part of the surrender, right? So now that is being further explained here. So devotee calling Krishna, like somebody gets hurt, and the word they say, Krishna, Krishna, save me, help me, whatever, right? Uh, So that would not be considered selfish. But in some case, if I say, Krishna, please take care of me, Krishna, that is selfish, right? So, but when there is a risk of the life, there is a hurt, deep hurt, and one is seeking that the by default the word which is coming out is Krishna, that time it won't be considered as selfish. Okay, and that is the part of the surrender. Okay, Mrinali Mataji, 203. Sorry.
Okay, Prabhu. Translation: service to things related to the Lord. Verse 88. Service to Tulasi from Skanda Purana. Seeing Tulsi destroys all sins. Touching her purifies the body. Bowing to her destroys all suffering. Sprinkling her with water delivers one from death. Planting her bestows attachment of the body to Lord Krishna. Offering her to Krishna's lotus feet bestows special illustration in form of prema. I offer my respects to Tulasi. Jiva Goswami commentary. Vapu Pavani, purifying the body, means purifying a person of his bad birth or other karmas. Roganam, destroying all sickness, indicates destroying all types of suffering. Pran, pratya, pratyasati means attachment of the mind. Vimukti, special liberation, means prema bhakti.
Okay, so
So,
now please tell me what is the takeaway from this verse?
Glories of Tulsi Maharani.
Okay, and
And
why it is coming here right now?
so, yeah, we are talking about protection or taking shelter of the so now. So, by
Prabhu, if we take Tulsi Maharani, every part of her is towards Krishna. It is showing how dedicated she is. Similarly, we just that is what my thought process is, Prabhu. Like
Very good, very
how
good,
how
very
is
good.
Tulsi Maharani has given herself totally. Either we take her service, her puja, or whatever, we are sprinkling, we are offering everything, every part of her is towards Krishna. Similarly, our service, we means Krishna. Our whole self, whatever we are, is towards Krishna.
Very
that
good, Mataji.
that
Very good, very good, very good understanding. So see why this verse is coming here, because we are talking about Atma Nivedanam, surrender. Tulsi Maharani is the best example, the very best example of surrender, right? Her everything which is being done is a surrender. On top of that, and this is something which I heard from a devotee last year, I think one of the class, and that was also a light bulb moment. That if Tulsi Maharani would not be there, how Krishna would have accepted our offering? He would not, because we are not cooking with the pure love. We are cooking for ourselves or something, right? Okay, only because Tulsi Maharani is there, Krishna is accepting it. So see, Tulsi Maharani's surrender is just not for herself. Tulsi Maharani's surrender is for all of us, the whole manifestation who wants to become a devotee. So yes, surrender is such a way that due to her mercy, due to her offering of her leave, we are getting the mercy from Krishna. So that is called the true love. So true love is just not that I get the true love from Krishna. True love is, can everybody can get the true love of Krishna, whether I get it doesn't really matter. Can everybody else can get it? And that teaches us the cooperation. How, if we are not cooperating with each other, we are thinking about whether I got the service or not, and it is happening, it happens in the devotee community also, and that is what we have to learn, that how we can put someone else's interest ahead of my own interest, even for the service, and then feel very happy about it, that this person is serving Radha Krishna much better than me. I would have ever done that. And this is how the pure devotee thinks. They think that I'm nothing, this person can do much better service. This is exactly how Tulsi Maharani is being presented here, the epitome of surrender. Not just surrender, she has given her, like her body belongs to Krishna, right? Her body belongs to Krishna, but she has arranged in such a way that other devotee can also, through her sacrifice, we all can get the mercy. I'll repeat it. Seeing Tulsi destroys all sins, right? That's the reason, because she's so elevated that seeing Tulsi destroys all sins, because Krishna says that, okay, this devotee is carrying the Tulsi. Okay, I'll take away the sin because Tulsi is so pure. Touching her purifies the body, right? Tulsi Maharani, because she has submitted everything. So Krishna is telling that, oh, you are loving my devotee, Tulsi Maharani. Okay, okay. I know Tulsi always say that she allows, and she's allowing you to touch you. So definitely she wants me to be pleased with you. So let me do that. Then bowing down to her destroys all suffering. Right? When we do the Tulsi Arti, we are bowing down to, again Krishna sees, oh, they are worshipping my very beloved Tulsi. Okay, let me take care of that. And sprinkling her with water delivers one from death. Now, death is we know that is not an easy thing, but again, because when in the tradition, when people are devotees are dying, we put the tulsi Maharani's water in their mouth at the end, right? And because it's there, doesn't matter how sinful the person would be, how sinful I am, Krishna will be so kind that Tulsi's water is there. And that's the reason they are in the tradition that when the person is dying or died, at the end, before they are taken for cremation, or before, like once we know that, okay, the person is dead, the water is added, or somebody is there as the body is dying, they will be adding the water, Tulsi water, for that reason. And then planting her bestows attachment of the mind to the Lord Krishna. And then this is something we can observe in our mind, in our life. Once we start keeping the Tulsi Maharani in our home and we start worshipping her, you'll see the magic is happening. Devotee develops so much of love, affection. I heard it from Urmila Mataji. She was telling that she has traveled so much and she has seen that devotee who worship Tulsi Maharani really well with the sincerity, they become very good devotee. And this is all mercy of Tulsi Maharani, her all the service she has done for Krishna, that Krishna becomes very kind, even though we don't have any qualification. And offering her to Krishna's lotus feet bestows a special liberation in the form of prema. So Tulsi Maharani is offering herself, right? And you'll see in the deities, all the manjiris, the new leaves of manjiri, you understand, right? The which is which is going to be forming a new leaf that is offered on Krishna's feet every day, if she is available, right? And that is bestowing. And see, the deity worship is for the community. So when the pujari is doing the service to doing the deity worship, the mood has to be that they are serving the community. It's not that, oh, it's me and Krishna, wow, I'm standing here, I'm doing the arati. That's not the best mood. The best mood is I am representing all the community member, all the devotees here in my congregation. And on their behalf, I am serving their love to Krishna. So that's the mood of Tulsi Maharani, and that's the mood we should approach the deity, and that's the mood how we should serve Krishna. Okay, so with that, I'll end the class today. Please do the reflection on these, because these things, if you don't do the reflection, this will just go away. We'll forget tomorrow. Miss, I forget tomorrow. I will forget tomorrow. So my kind request, these are some of the very high points which are coming in terms of how to understand it. Some of the sentences are very hard to follow because it's Rupa Goswami and Jiva Goswami who are expecting that somebody, even they're writing that somebody is already at the higher level, but we are not. So sometimes understanding becomes difficult. So I'm trying my small effort to put whatever I'm understanding. So try to, uh, I request everybody to do their effort to try to uh, take these words very seriously, because the goal of reading these wonderful text is to we become and grow uh, in the pure bhakti. So Hare Krishna. With that, any question, any thoughts before we end the class for today?
Prabhu, in the previous verse, that it was told like when we
You want me to share?
when we surrender. Yes, Prabhu, if possible. Like when we
Yes.
surrender completely. So Krishna is telling like when you say I'm yours. So Krishna takes the special desire to, I think, just scroll a little bit up, Prabhu.
Further?
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Yeah. I think previous more, Prabhu. Hmm. Yeah, I think.
Was it
No, Prabhu.
so?
Yeah,
Was
I
it?
think it is.
Were you referring to I am yours one, or like I am yours,
Yeah,
or
I'm yours. And before that or after that, there is one more sentence, Prabhu. I think. No.
for the favorable for
Yeah.
those favorable for service to the Lord? We talked about this, and then whatever is most desired by one within the material world, we should offer to
No,
Krishna. We
previous.
talked about that. And then friendship and offering the self and the body are rare because the difficulty of executions. We talked about that how from the very beginning, even though we are not pure and we are not perfect, but our intention can be pure, and with sincerity we can offer. We talked about that.
Krishna will take special desire. I think it was mentioned, Prabhu. He will be Krishna will be used for his special desire. I think something mentioned, Prabhu. I think previous was, Prabhu.
I think it's that one.
So here it was the definition of I, that the body and the soul, and
Maybe it's the
then
first one.
okay,
Yeah, this one, that one right
Yeah,
here.
this yes, Prabhu. Yeah, becomes the object of my special desire, Prabhu. I think my mind got stuck there. So when the devotee offers himself entirely, him becomes the object of my special desire. So it will be like Arjuna, who will be the instrument in God's plan, Prabhu. So should we understand that way, Prabhu, who surrender completely, Prabhu?
so see, yeah, my special desire is that now we don't need to worry about Krishna is because now the devotee has given. Devotee is Krishna's property. Krishna desires. So it's not that I want Krishna. Krishna is telling I want Shiva. Just think, Krishna is telling I want Shiva Prabhu. So it's just
Yes.
like what is Prabhupada lectures, right? That many times when the devotee we
Yeah,
go
we
in
should
front.
not aim to see Krishna. We should do service such a way that Krishna sees us.
Krishna wants to see us.
To see us. Yes, yes, yes.
Exactly, exactly. That's the point it is making. That
Yes, yes.
that's what you. Yes, that's the point.
Got it, Prabhu. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Got it.
Thank you, thank you. Any
I
other
think I
question?
will remember this, Prabhu. Like you got the example, at least which we know. So thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, yes, yes. Any other question before we end?
For the reflection, are you just asking us to do so, or were you asking us to do reflection on every class? I didn't
Not.
understand.
Yeah. Okay. So see, ideally, if you can go and look, read the verse and see, try to do reflection. But if let's say we cannot, at least what we are taking in. So if see our mind, at least I know my mind, right? I'll take two or three things which is in my mind. At least do the reflection on that, right? Okay, what does it mean? If sincerity, what does it mean? Am I really sincere? What, or if I'm thinking about give Krishna, I'm yours. Okay, body and soul. How I'm giving my body, how I'm giving my soul. So think from whatever has stuck with you, go a little deeper and see how you can do it in your life and how you will measure that you are progressing towards that. What will be the symptom by which you will really measure it, right? Because otherwise it's just a philosophy. I think Atmanivedanam. I say Atmanivedanam, yes, I am surrendering, but what does it really mean? How do I know I am doing Atmanivedanam or not? Right? What are my actions? What actions I am doing every day? So that's what I meant. That look and see how you're taking this philosophical aspect and connecting with yourself and go deeper to see, am I there? And if you're there, then you will get a lot of realization which you will be able to share with everybody.
Thank you.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. We'll,
Hare
we'll,
Krishna.
Hari Bol. We'll start from chapter 12 next class.
Sure.